For those born after the Restoration, it's hard to imagine a world without verified information. A world where truth wasn't a given, but a commodity you had to hunt for. But for us who remember the before times, we recall a different era, an era of instant answers, dominated by a single, monolithic entity. They called it Google, and for a generation, it was the gateway to all human knowledge. But we were blind to the rot growing within the system, a decay that would lead to the day the internet, as we knew it, simply broke. This is the story of the great information collapse of 2035. The revolution began quietly. In the late 2020s, generative AI promised a new dawn of creativity, and it delivered.
And with this technology, we're not just predicting the future, we are building it.
Art, music, code, all created in seconds. Businesses saw an opportunity. Why pay a writer when an AI could produce 1,000 articles for pennies? This was the birth of synthetic media. At first it was a novelty, but soon it became a flood. AI-powered content farms, operating 24/7, began churning out oceans of low-quality, derivative, and often completely fabricated information. Their goal wasn't to inform, but to capture clicks and add revenue. The algorithms of search engines, designed to reward fresh content, were not prepared. They began to drown. The tipping point was what historians now call the AI cannibalism loop. Models began training on data generated by other models. Errors were not just replicated, they were amplified. A feedback loop of digital insanity. By early 2035, the search engine, once a tool of clarity, became an agent of chaos. Historical facts were rewritten overnight. Fake medical advice appeared as top results. Financial markets swung wildly based on AI hallucinated news.
Sell, sell. We need to sell now.
Then came the babble. The algorithms, overwhelmed by nonsensical input, finally broke. Searching for how to bake bread might give you a paragraph from a 19th century novel, mixed with a distorted political manifesto written in Swedish. It was the end. On October 7th, 2035, Google, along with other major search engines, issued a joint statement. They were shutting down their public search function indefinitely. The silence was deafening. For the first time in a generation, humanity could not simply ask the internet. We were thrown back into a pre-digital age, but without the skills to navigate it. Libraries became sanctuaries. The printed word became gold. We learned to talk to each other again, to rely on community knowledge, but progress stalled. Scientific research, which relied on the instant sharing of data, slowed to a crawl. Misinformation didn't disappear. It simply went offline, spreading faster and harder to debunk through whispers and rumors. Humanity was at a crossroads. We could either accept a slower, less connected world, or we could find a new way, a better way.
Okay, this is how we get in. It's risky, but it's our only shot.
The archives confirm these access points.
And the press will be ready.
Let's do this.
And from the ashes of the old web, a new idea was born. It was called Project Cybrarian, a global effort to build a new internet from the ground up. This time not based on speed or volume, but on a single radical principle: trust. The new web, what we now call the verified web, was built differently. Information had to be sourced, vetted by human experts, and digitally signed before it could be published. It was slower. It was more expensive. It was human. AI wasn't the enemy. We learned to use it as a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. It helped us detect anomalies, cross-reference sources, and assist human curators. We put the machine back in its rightful place, as a tool, not an oracle. The Great Collapse of 2035 taught us a painful but necessary lesson.
This diagram shows how the planets orbit the sun.
Wow, I didn't know Jupiter was so big.
And look, this is how a plant cell works.
Information is not just data, it is the bedrock of civilization. And it is too important to be left to algorithms alone. We lost our digital brain, and in doing so, we were forced to rediscover our own.
Excuse me, what does this word mean?
Oh, that's a great question. Let me tell you.
What does verified mean?
It means you can trust it.
And that perhaps was a price worth paying.